Hello, this is Sparks. Welcome back. Before you say anything, yes, I know that Steve is now coming to Smash. I am making this matchup chart before he is introduced to Smash, but trust me, I will review his moveset eventually. Hopefully, when I get my capture card situation figured out, which I'm hoping to get on my birthday, which is on the 8th. So please be on the lookout for that. It is coming at some point. if everything goes smoothly. So for this video, I want to look at my main, Wolf, and his bad or good matchup spread. Well, he has a good matchup spread, but his good and bad matchups, just who he loses to and why, who he wins against and why. So yeah, let's get into it. So Wolf's worst matchup, in my opinion, is Pikachu. Because I feel as though Pikachu is faster overall than Wolf, except maybe not in the air. It just has a way better recovery. T-Jolt can just stop Wolf recovering sometimes, and it's very annoying because it can scale walls, and he's very hard to hit because he pancakes, and so you have to resort to more down tilt because he's quick and he's skinny and small just in general. So I usually replace F tilt with down tilt just to catch Pikachu's off guard. But he's very hard to edge guard. He has a very, very good neutral, very good advantage state. As I said in my tier list video, I believe he's the second best in the game. Which is why I do believe he is Wolf's hardest matchup, although I don't think it's actually that bad. I think Pikachu-Wolf is probably, or Wolf-Pikachu rather, is 40-60 in Pikachu's favor, because T-Jolt is a projectile, and Thunder is a projectile, and if you reflect those into Pikachu, his neutral kind of falls apart. So yeah, I do believe it is a losing matchup for Wolf, but I do not believe it's that bad. Second worst, I would probably... Oh, yeah. I'm making this matchup chart in update 8.1.0 before Steve's released, and I'm recording this on the day that his trailer's coming out. Anyway. So, Mario can combo Wolf. Well, he can combo pretty much any character at any percent, and it could just kill them. So this is not a great matchup. I still believe it's about 60-40 Mario's favor. He can just combo Wolf, and he has Fireball, which I'm aware that Up B can beat. But Wolf's side B does not have armor, so he can get clipped out of that with Fireball. He can be caped very easily because he has an exploitable recovery. But Mario is stubby, and Wolf's hitboxes kind of just pass right through his sometimes. So I believe they can fight more in neutral, and I believe neutral is kind of even, but in advantage state, I believe Mario has the advantage because he can combo Wolf just to oblivion. He can combo pretty much any character into oblivion, if I'm being honest. Just a very good projectile spread. You can reflect them, yes, but I don't think it would do that much good. Except against Flood. Reflecting Flood helps you recover so much. Just reflect Flood, people. Reflect Flood. You heard it here first. Next up, I think, is Inkling. If I can actually find her. I was having trouble with this in the last video, too. There she is. So, Wolf's Blaster, probably his best neutral move. Best move to use in neutral because it controls space and it makes him one of, if not the best zoner in the game and anti-zoner in the game because he can just stay back and you have to come to him and he can just fire his blaster, and what are you going to do about it? You're going to sit there and approach, and if you approach point blank, the blaster does 16%, and if you're farther than that, it does 10 with one shot. But Inkling can just go under his blaster with her initial dash and with her just dash in general. It just goes right under the blaster, which makes his neutral extremely hard. Can combo Wolf. However, Splat Bomb is a projectile. And her gun, her neutral B, is a projectile, so you can reflect that. But the ink mechanic makes it very hard on Wolf because obviously when there's more ink on an opponent, like Wolf, the opponent takes more damage, and when the ink's on the ground, your opponent goes slower. You can Foxtrot as Wolf to kind of beat that. Not beat it, but help that a lot. But yeah, I think, like, all these characters, except Mario, kinda, they die at very low percents, in my opinion, against Wolf. Well, a lot of characters die at early percents against Wolf because he hits for a whole lot of damage. But yeah, I believe she's hard to hit and she can pancake. But I don't believe that matchup is that bad. I think it's a 60-40 again because Wolf has his advantages in every matchup because Wolf is top 5. Wolf is top 4 even. I do believe Wario beats Wolf because he can get very, very good combos into Waft off on Wolf, and he can just kill him at very low percents because Wolf is a middleweight and he has fall speed, which combos into Wario's Nair into up air to up tilt. Up tilt to Waft kills at about 30. But then again, Wolf's massive disjoints kind of make Wario's advantage harder, makes Wario's neutral harder, and his disadvantage very hard. Throwing the bike does not work against Wolf because he has Shine that he can use to reflect the bike back into you. It does an absurd amount of damage. I do not believe this matchup is bad. I think this matchup is a 55-45 to Wario's favor. But that is still a win. I agree that Chomp is a very, very good command grab, which he can use off stage. But a good Wolf, it's very, very hard to gimp a good Wolf because side B is almost instant. Up B beats a lot of different moves. Wolf has a wall jump, just a lot of different mix-ups. He can B reverse laser, wave bounce laser, which I just learned to wave bounce laser. Very proud of myself for that one. If you don't know what a wave bounce is, it's basically when you jump one way and then turn around the other way and turn around the other way again. So you shift your momentum, but you're still facing the same way, which is very, very useful with Wolf's disadvantage state and advantage state, and even neutral, just for mix-ups. So yeah, that's my stance on Wolf Wario. This might be a little controversial, but in my opinion, Joker does beat Wolf. It is maybe a 53-47-ish. So very, very close, but here's the thing. Wolf's disjoints kind of beat out Joker's, unless he has Arsene. It doesn't really matter how much he pancakes, because Wolf doesn't really have to aim a lot of the times with his forward air, up air, down smash, and Wolf can go off stage with weak hit Nair to intercept Joker's tether recovery. Aha or Aegon is a projectile, but here's the thing. Gun does not work as a projectile, so it cannot be shined. It just acts as a normal hit, but it can gimp Wolf very, very easily. Joker has a much better recovery than Wolf, especially with Arsene. Much less interceptable, much less exploitable recovery. Combos Wolf very, very well. But Wolf has a good disadvantage state, in my opinion, so he can use his top 6 air speed, his frame 2 air dodge, and his frame 5 shine to get out of many Joker combos. But with Arsene, it's very hard to act in neutral and disadvantages Wolf. Next up, I have Rob, and I did make this tier list ahead of time, by the way, which is why I'm looking down to see. Um, Rob can. Here's why it's even. Here's why it's 50-50. Rob can be comboed so hard by Wolf, but he can also combo Wolf very, very hard. Wolf has an interceptable recovery. Rob has an interceptable recovery. Good projectiles across the board. Wolf and Rob. Their neutral is kind of just footsies a lot of the time. But if Rob nares you at ledge, you kind of die, along with a lot of other characters. If Wolf fares you at the ledge or down throws you at the ledge at about 50 or 60, maybe 65 sometimes as Rob, you die to one down throw, because forward air or down throw to flash is a true combo, and it spikes. One of the strongest spikes in the game. Gyro is a projectile. His beam is a projectile. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. His neutral B, Rob's neutral B, is a projectile which does an absurd amount of damage. Gyro can be comboed out of as Wolf, but Gyro just kind of does hold down Rob's neutral against Wolf. Rob can zone Wolf out, although it is very difficult because he's a great anti-zoner, and he's a great zoner himself. Shine combos work very, very well against Rob. You can do fair into B reverse shine into back air, which kills at about 70 on Rob, even though he is a heavy. So I think it's a 50-50. I think it goes both ways. Same with Pokemon Trainer. Wolf can kill Squirtle very early. Water Gun is a projectile, so he can't really be gimped by it. Wolf's massive disjoints kind of just beat out what Squirtle does, and Squirtle's recovery is interceptable, but so is Wolf's, So they can both go out and defend each other's recoveries, Squirtle and Wolf. Ivysaur's Razor Leaf, not Vine Whip. Ivysaur's Razor Leaf is a projectile. Ivysaur's down air kind of poops on Wolf. Ivysaur's up air kind of... Ivysaur's up air kind of poops on Wolf, especially his recovery, because as I said, that is Wolf's one downside, is recovery. You can check my description for my tier list video where I explained why that's his only downfall. Ivysaur can get comboed very well by Wolf, but he can also get a lot of combos off on Wolf, Vine Whip kills very early, side B from Wolf kills at 0 sometimes. For Charizard, Charizard gets comboed very, very easily. Flame Breath is a projectile, so he can be reflected. It can be reflected, rather. Shine combos are very, very good against big bodies like Charizard and Rob. So I do believe that Wolf beats Charizard. However, in the long run, I do believe this matchup is pretty much even. This is just my opinion. If you're new and you haven't seen the last video, this is just my opinion. You're free to your own. But this is kind of how I view Wolf's matchups, and I do have experience with this. 1,500 hours in Smash in this game only. Shulk, I believe, has massive disjoints just like Wolf, which is why I believe it's even. Their neutral go kind of tit for tat in a sense, because one of them's throwing out massive disjoints and one of them's also throwing out massive disjoints. Shulk's shield can just intercept Wolf's combos, except in Hyper Sense. Shulk's speed Monado goes right past Wolf sometimes, but Wolf is probably the... you know what? Wolf is the best zoner in the game, in my opinion. So, he kind of just steamrolls Shulk in neutral without... Like if if it's a far match and Shulk has already used speed and jump, Wolf kind of just steamrolls Shulk, because Shulk has an exploitable recovery when he's already used jump, but so does Wolf, so they can both go off stage and intercept each other. One has a counter and one has a reflector. Shine is very good against Shulk, Counter is very good against Wolf. So yes, I believe all the characters in Even kind of go tit for tat with Wolf. But he can combo Wolf. Wolf can combo him. They're both very quick, but Shulk is quicker because I believe he's faster than Sonic when he has Speed Monado on. I could be wrong about that, so I'm sorry if I am. But I don't see the downside in either matchup. Greninja is an interesting one. I didn't expect this one to be even, really, because I believe Greninja to have the advantage, but as I've played more and more matches, I don't think that's the case. Because, like I said, no matter how much you pancake, unless you're Pikachu or Mario or Inkling, which kind of just squish, no matter how much you pancake as Greninja, Wolf's disjoints kind of just beat out your neutral sometimes. Wolf's disjoints can go through, just completely pass you up. Wolf's Blaster's very good against Greninja because he can keep him at bay. However, Water Shuriken is very good against Wolf in edge guarding and sometimes in ledge trapping. Neutral's very good with Water Shuriken. Shadow Sneak is very good in advantage state as Greninja against Wolf. However, back air kills Greninja very, very early because he is light. Greninja is very... He's got great aerial mobility, but if you intercept his movement as Wolf, you can spike him very early for a kill. Same with Greninja. So you can see how it goes both ways. Greninja can get very good combos off Wolf, and Wolf can get very, very good combos off on Greninja. So it goes both ways. Same 50-50. 50-50 matchup, in my opinion. Next up, I believe, is Roy. Sorry about that. I had to take a break because I got a call. I believe this character is also 50-50 because Roy has an exploitable recovery. Hold on, let me pull up the tier list again. Roy has an exploitable recovery, same as Wolf. They can go out and exploit that recovery, just like Wolf. Wolf has Blaster and his neutral B, which edge guards, and Roy has neutral B. Sorry, that's a school bus out there. Roy has neutral B, which ledge traps. So I do believe they go pretty even. Both very good kill power, very good combo potential. I do believe Wolf has the better neutral, but I'm not sure about advantage state. Disadvantage state, I think, is about even too. But Roy has better speed on the ground. But worse speed in the air. And Wolf has worse speed on the ground, but better speed in the air. So you kind of see how this goes back and forth, and they can just kind of play along together in neutral pretty well. They just fight each other very well. They complement each other very well. So yeah, I think this matchup is about 50-50 because get good combos off on Roy, and Shine combos work very well on him. And Roy can get Nair combos into up air, and just, before you know it, you're about 60 damage, which is probably kill percent for Roy. Roy does have a spike, good out of shield game, and Wolf has footstool up B out of shield, which makes his out of shield game pretty good too. Yeah, not that much more to say. Chrom, I believe, is also even because he has many of the strong points that Roy does. Good damage output, good ground speed, good combo game, very good out of shield option with up B, but Crom's recovery is more interceptable than Wolf's by a long shot, because Roy's recovery is very vertical, and the only move that he can actually recover with, the only special move, is up B. It goes up and then it goes down. I understand that it spikes. However, Wolf can spike him out of that very, very easily. But I do believe it's even because while Roy has sweet spots in his sword, Crom does not, so he can hit you consistently for a consistent amount of damage. And just other than that, just the same reasons that I believe Wolf Roy is 50-50. Yeah. This next one surprised me a whole lot that I actually thought this. I think Sheik Wolf is 50-50. Because as I do respect that Wolf can kill Sheik at very, very low percents. However, Sheik can combo Wolf to oblivion, and granted that she has much worse damage output and much worse kill power than Wolf, she has a great combo game, great speed both in the air and on the ground, great recovery. Her frame data is very, very good. Her neutral's very, very good. Advantage state is not too good because of her limited damage output, as I said. However, Wolf's lack of speed compared to Sheik. Wolf is not a slow character, but he does have lack of speed compared to Sheik. Lack of good recovery options compared to Sheik. That limits Wolf's play, but then you look at neutral, and Wolf has one of the best neutrals in the game, one of the best advantage states in the game, a good disadvantage state, in my opinion. But Sheik has a good disadvantage state too, when she's caught in a combo, not with stray hits, as Wolf produces with his back air and his up air. Wolf is the king of killing people with stray hits. But if Sheik is in a combo, she can bouncing fish out of it, which is kind of just a watered down version of flip kick, which is ZSS's down B. Just gets out of disadvantage so quickly, and it also combos, but Wolf just kills her very, very early, which is a big factor. So I think this matchup is 50-50. Same with Palutena. She has very good combos and very good damage output, but her frame data is admittedly not as good as Wolf's. Her recovery is interceptable because it is a teleport, so you can be spiked out of it, you can be weak nared out of it by Wolf, but she can easily intercept Wolf's recovery too with auto reticle and explosive flame. Her neutral's very good, same with Wolf. They both have reflectors, so explosive flame does not work on Wolf because of his shine. Auto reticle does not work on Wolf really that much, except for when he's stuck in his up B animation or his side B animation, and you can't reflect it anymore. But if he's got his reflector out, it does nothing to Wolf. Wolf's blaster does nothing to Palutena, usually because she has a reflector, which can, by the way, reflect two things at once, just like Wolf's shine can do, because she can, it reaches all around her. She also has a combo breaker in Nair and in counter. I just believe this combo can get a lot of good combos off on Wolf. Wolf can get a lot of good combos off on Palutena. They can both kill them. They can both kill each other pretty early. I think it goes both ways. Falcon. I was very, very adamant when I main Falcon in stating that this matchup is dead even. This matchup is dead even. Like all of these, I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, that these matchups are dead even, 50-50. Where Falcon has the second highest run speed in the entire game. Not the best in the air compared to Wolf. But Falcon's initial dash is so bad that Wolf can track him down even with the second highest movement speed in the game because of his top 6 air speed and his very, very good initial dash that Wolf has. So I think they can track each other down very well. Wolf has a very, very, a lot better neutral than Falcon. But Falcon's advantage state is wonderful, same as Wolf's. Disadvantage state can be very bad for Falcon, but his kill power, like Wolf's, is very, very good. His frame data is good, like Wolf's. Well, for some moves it's good, for some they're slow, just like Wolf. Wolf's side B is pretty slow. Falcon's up B is kind of slow, which is why they're not great out of shield options when they're not used out of a footstool. I know that Falcon's up B cannot be used out of a footstool, but I know Fatality's working on footstool down B combos rather. Fatality, if you see this, I'm down to first to 10. That'd be a very good experience. Yeah, so I just think this matchup just goes very, very even because Falcon can get tech checked by Wolf very easily, and also Wolf can intercept, or Falcon can intercept Wolf's up B with his up B. Firewolf just gets, I think they trade. Firewolf and Falcon Dive, I think they trade. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can say. Next up in the first of the winning category is Meta Knight. I used to think that this character lost hard to Wolf, however, I do not think that anymore because the character has some pretty good combos. His damage output's bad. His kill power's ultimately pretty bad. But I feel as though Meta Knight has very good tools for calling out what Wolf wants to do, and which is why I don't think it's winning hard. However, Wolf can combo Meta Knight so hard, even though he is small because of his massive disjoints. As I said earlier, his back air kills Meta Knight so early. Down air kills so early. Meta Knight is very light, which just causes Wolf to obliterate him when he wants to. But Meta Knight does not have any projectiles. I was blanking on that word. He does not have any projectiles, so Shine does not work as well against Meta Knight. But again, Wolf's combo game against Meta Knight and his advantage state against Meta Knight, his combo game against, well, I already said that, his kill power against Meta Knight, rather, is very, very good, which is why I believe Wolf wins this matchup. Wolf has such a better neutral than Meta Knight because I believe Wolf's neutral is very fundamental based, and he can just keep people at bay and keep them far away from him, whereas Meta Knight kind of has to get close with his stubby hitboxes and play footsies with Wolf, which is not a good idea. Wolf will just kill you if you play footsies with him sometimes. But I don't believe it's that bad of a matchup. I'd probably put it around 60-40 Wolf's advantage. Next up is Game & Watch. I used to believe this matchup is even. However, playing it out, I can... Shine works very, very well against this character because Chef is one of his best edge guarding mechanics. But he can be reflected. Chef can be reflected very, very easily. I just think Game & Watches are very, very exploitable in that they're kind of predictable in what they do. You touch a Game & Watch's shield, and then they up B out of shield with trampoline, and then fall back down with key. Well, shield, key, and up smash out of shield, or footstool up B out of shield. And they die supremely early, because their weight is, I believe, the third lightest in the game. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I explained this in my last video. Wolf's disjoints beat out pretty much all of Game & Watch's disjoints. So I do believe Wolf wins because he can get killed very early and surprisingly good combos on Game & Watch that Wolf can pull off. So yeah, I was pretty surprised by that one. Snake is not a bad matchup for Wolf because while I accept that Nikita is a broken move and has little to no counterplay, I believe Shine can be used off stage to counteract Nikita because it is a projectile. Grenade is a projectile. His up smash is a projectile, which is one of the best ledge trapping moves in the game, and sometimes edge guarding. But that can be Shine as well. Shine is one of the best moves in the game, and Wolf is very lucky to have it. Fox is very lucky to have it, and Falco's very lucky to have it. Albeit Falco's is the worst out of the three. Still very good because it's frame 1. So it's the fastest, but it does not reach all around him. But Snake has very good damage output and can kill Wolf pretty early. And Snake is heavy, which makes me believe Wolf does not win hard. However, he does win because Wolf can win neutral about 70% of the time against Snake, in my opinion. Because as I said, grenades can be reflected. Nikita can be reflected. You can watch out for C4. It cannot be reflected. I experimented with that on my own. It cannot be reflected. However, Wolf has an exploitable recovery, and Snake can go out for it, but so does Snake because Cypher can be broken. I just believe Wolf gets so many good combos off on Snake because of his bad disadvantage state. And I do believe Wolf's neutral is a little better than Snake's. So that's kind of just why I believe Wolf wins. Next up is Sonic. I don't have too much experience with Sonic offline. However, online is a much, much different story. I'm aware that the meta changes hard online. However, Sonic's damage output is not as good as Wolf's. Sonic's neutral is not as good as Wolf's because he has to resort to spamming Spin Dash and kind of getting close to Wolf to start his combos and finish his combos, you know. Because Sonic is a pretty combo-heavy character, whereas Wolf can play how he wants and stick back and fire his blaster, and Sonic's not going to have much to say about that, I feel, because Sonic can't really pancake under his blaster, and he just gets a whole lot of damage racked up on him very, very quickly. Wolf can kill Sonic very early because Sonic is pretty light. However, Sonic does beat Wolf in the speed category, except in the air. Wolf absolutely demolishes Sonic in the air, as well as most other characters. This character's not great for Sonic, in my opinion, because Spring can be comboed out of... Well, Spring can be intercepted by Wolf, but so can Wolf's recovery, as I said. But Sonic's recovery is just kind of predictable in my experience with this character. So yeah, I think he has his ups and downs, but in general, I believe Wolf wins. I'd say this is about a 60-40 Wolf's advantage. Next up, Diddy Kong. Banana is like a make or break in this matchup because if you throw your banana, Wolf has to act very, very quickly to shine that banana. However, it can be shined, and when it is shined, it is now your projectile. When banana is shined, you can pick it up, throw it at Diddy Kong, and it is your projectile. You can combo out of it. You can ledge trap, edge guard. You can just do all that banana does. However, it works in Diddy's advantage as well, because while it is a projectile, you can do pretty much everything with it. It makes or breaks Diddy's character. You can B-reverse with it to mix up landing options. You can edge guard, ledge trap with it, combo into it, combo out of it. So it's a kill confirm if you hit it, because I know banana to up smash, banana down tilt up smash is a very good kill confirm. although it does kill very early. Wolf can kill Diddy Kong very, very early because, unless I'm mistaken, I saw on a Yeet Smash video that a wolf jumped off stage and used Shine offensively against Diddy Kong, and because Diddy's up B, apparently, I could be wrong, please don't quote me on this, apparently Diddy's up B acts as a projectile because of the rocket strapped to his jetpack, and they intercepted that with Shine, and Diddy just died, like, went flying at, like, 40-ish. So if that is true, this matchup is not good. 60-40, I believe. I just have to get more experience with it because I am fairly new to maining Wolf. Well, not fairly new, but I'm decently new to maining Wolf. About 4 months, I believe. So yeah, good combos both ways, except Wolf kills him earlier. Beats him in the air. That's all I have to say, really. Wolf Luigi, I believe consistency is what makes this matchup, because Wolf is so much more consistent than Luigi is. Wolf's recovery, Wolf's advantage, disadvantage, and neutral do not rely on RNG at all. Do not rely on chance at all. And yet, however, Luigi's green missile is completely RNG, because it can misfire, which launches him across the stage, helps him recover very, very well. But it can also go about 2 feet and spin out, and then he's left without a good recovery, and Wolf can just very much take advantage of that. But if Luigi grabs Wolf, he can get Wolf in a very good combo, and it could kill, because Luigi's grab is kind of busted. Luigi's combo game is kind of busted. There's a gnat in here, and I'm going to kill it one day. I swear. It's been bugging me for like a week now. But, yeah, I just think Luigi's far too reliant on RNG for him to win this matchup or even be even with Wolf. Wolf has a far better neutral, far better... No, I say Luigi has a better disadvantage state, but they have pretty much even advantage states in my opinion, because Luigi's disadvantage state, he can get out of combos frame 1 with an invincible Cyclone, and that kind of carries his disadvantage state. But if it is a true combo, Luigi dies pretty early. He's not light, but he is a middleweight, I think. I could be wrong. Same as Mario. They are kind of or Mario is kind of short, but he's not that light. So yeah, I believe this is about a 60-40 in Wolf's favor. Not too bad of a matchup still. But I think Wolf does win. Okay, we're moving on to 65-35. Are we? No, this is like a 62-38. If you want to get very technical, because they can both kill each other very, very early. However, Wolf's got a better neutral, got a better advantage state and disadvantage state. Bowser just gets comboed to oblivion by Wolf. But like I said, their damage outputs are very, very good. However, Wolf obviously, in my opinion, wins this matchup because Bowser's recovery is more exploitable than Wolf's. It can be just completely intercepted by Blaster and by down air and by weak nair and strong nair. Character kind of falls apart off stage against Wolf, sometimes on stage against Wolf, because Shine combos are very, very, very good. For those of you that don't know, Shine is Wolf's down B that has a hitbox on it, can be comboed out of, and it reflects things like Bowser's Flame Breath. And so Flame Breath can be used offensively as Bowser, and it usually does about 45 to 42% against a lot of different characters. However, Wolf can hold his Shine, and it does 0% to him because it is a projectile. However, Bowser does have an instant shield break, which Wolf can't really do anything about, and if he gets shield broken, Wolf can die pretty early. especially to an F smash. But yeah, I don't think this matchup is very good. Like a 62-38 for in Wolf's favor. Link. So, here's the thing. Link is a zoner who mainly relies on projectiles like bomb and like boomerang and like arrow. He can combo out of bomb. Bomb really does a lot of anything for him. Ledge traps, edge guards, it combos, can be comboed into or out of. Sets up for kills off stage and on stage sometimes. You can recover with it, but that bomb can be shined, reflected, and if you shine Link's bomb, it's now your projectile, unless you shine the explosion, which does nothing to you. And you can combo out of said bomb and hit Link with his own bomb. You can combo out of boomerang, so it catches him off guard. You can combo out of arrow. I believe one fully charged arrow does about 22% to Link, in my experience, with shining fully charged Link arrows. But Link has very good damage output, very good kill power. I just think Wolf can intercept that very hard because of shine combos and because of back air. Just a very volatile matchup because everything's flying everywhere and Wolf just grabs Link's bomb and combos him out of it into a kill at about like 50 or 60%. It's outrageous, and then Link gets a reverse up B off stage and Wolf dies. But overall, I do believe Wolf wins this matchup because, as I said, Wolf can really use shine offensively in this matchup and defensively. Wolf has a better neutral because he doesn't rely on projectiles as much. He can kind of just stick back, and Link has to approach. And with his bad airspeed and ground speed, it's kind of hard for him to do that. Wolf can intercept Link's bomb recovery with his back air, and it kills absurdly low. Thank you, Tweak, for that piece of knowledge. I will not be forgetting that anytime soon. Yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts on this. So, I'm going to speak about Marth and Lucina as one. Not as one, but almost as one, because they're pretty much the same character except for Marth's tipper. So Lucina is tied for Wolf, in my opinion, as being the most consistent character in Smash. Because everything she does works perfectly well. Just anything, like, up B works completely well out of combos, works perfectly well out of disadvantage state, but it is frame 5 in my knowledge. Pretty sure it's frame 5. I could look that up. But I believe these characters have limited gimmicks when it comes to neutral, and they don't have any projectiles or reflectors, and they kind of get comboed fairly decently against Wolf. Their recovery is fairly exploitable. They don't have many. Lucina does not have many gimmicks. She's just very solid, about 100% fundamental base character. But very, very big disjoints like Wolf, so that doesn't really matter. Wolf can counteract her disjoints with his own, which are comparable to a sword. But in my last video, I stated that Lucina is a consistent threat because her sword does not have sweet spots, just a consistent damage output sword. So she can combo Wolf pretty hard. Wolf can combo her pretty hard. Marth does lose more against Wolf because of his tipper. He's not that consistent of a threat. Wolf's main thing is consistency, in my opinion, because Wolf can just string together combos time after time after time, and it works time after time after time, whereas Marth has to rely on if he gets a good tipper sometimes, or a good side B combo, like a Leo Blade. I know Leo's very good with Marth and Lucina. Yeah, I just think Wolf has too many pros that go along with these matchups. I disagree with myself in saying that Bowser is like a 62-38. I think it's like a 60-40 still. I think we're still in the 60-40s in my opinion, but I do believe Wolf wins. Who do I have next? Ice Climbers. So, Ice Climbers, being light, can be killed supremely early by back air, by down smash, by up smash, which reaches like 2 miles around Wolf, by the way. Shine combos are very good. Shine is very good in general against these characters because Blizzard is a recovery. Their neutral B is a recovery. Or a projectile, rather. Blizzard is a projectile. Their neutral B is a projectile, which can be shined into them. So they can technically freeze themselves. They can be killed very early. However, if they grab Wolf, Wolf might just die along with anyone else in the cast because they have probably the best combo game in the entire cast. You can basically combo anything you want because of their decent combos. However, Nana's DI or Popo's DI, depending on what skin you play, what ult you play, is not the greatest, which Wolf can very much take advantage of. And when Wolf picks apart your team, when Wolf picks apart your duo, which he can do very quickly and very aggressively, say he kills Nana or he kills Popo, this character sucks against Wolf and against pretty much any other character. Wolf can just kill him very, very quickly. Bad recovery when it's by themselves. Sopo or Sona, as I like to call him, Solo Popo or Solo Nana, just has they both just have very bad recoveries. Their projectiles aren't as good anymore because obviously there's one half of the actual character. And you can just pick them apart very, very easily. But they could also go off stage and intercept Wolf's recovery in theory, but it is very hard to do, as I said, to intercept a good Wolf because side B is instant and up B beats a lot of different things. You know, Fire Wolf is a very powerful move. If you get hit with Fire Wolf off stage, you can die to about 50, maybe 45 on light characters. So yeah, I think these characters just don't have that good of a time against Wolf. Next up is Banjo. Rear Egg is very good usually at ledge trapping and edge guarding most characters. Same with Egg for edge guarding, not really ledge trapping. But Wolf's Shine kind of negates this, and in that their advantage state being Wolf off stage and them on stage guarding ledge just falls apart completely because Wolf does not care about your feelings. Wolf will reflect Rear Egg and will reflect Egg, just regular Egg. Wolf can get very, very good combos on Banjo, who dies surprisingly early. His disadvantage state is not that great. He doesn't really have that many combo breakers, and Nair has a very big blind spot on it, so he can't really break out of combos that well. Wonder Wing is invincible, and I respect that. However, it is very slow, or it is pretty slow, so you can't really use it out of combos. Not sure what frame it's on, but it's not good for out of combos, or you can't really drop shield and do it because it is pretty slow. Wolf can pick this character apart with his Shine and with his better neutral, better advantage state. However, Wonder Wing can kill pretty early. Wonder Wing being this character's main gimmick against Wolf, who doesn't really have many gimmicks. Well, he has some gimmicks, but because F-Tilt and Side B are pretty much gimmicks. But yeah, I just think this character does not have a good time against Wolf because anything they try to do can just be intercepted immediately by Wolf. Like anything he tries to do. Next up is Corrin. Character can be comboed super hard against Wolf. Very bad ground speed, very bad air speed. However, Corrin's back air is a very good spacing move. Corrin's neutral B is a pretty good spacing move. However, it does not hold a candle to Wolf's disjoints with forward air and up air and down air, and his exceptional neutral with Blaster mainly and with Shine. Wolf can shine Corrin's neutral, or neutral B rather, and Corrin does not have an answer to that other than jump over it, which Wolf can read and nair into forward air, like landing forward air, and then roar back air, and she dies at, or they die at like 70. Stupid good combos on Corrin. Doesn't really have that great of a shield combo breaker because up B is very slow. Nair is slow and has blind spots on it, which Wolf can just severely that can be very, very disabling for Corrin to deal with Wolf. Yeah, I don't think Corrin's advantage state is that good because not many true combos anymore. Not that great disadvantage state, not that great neutral. Except for back air. Back air is a pretty good neutral tool. But, Corrin's recovery is pretty linear, but in theory, Corrin can jump out and intercept Wolf's recovery, or Wolf can do the same. So, yeah, I do not believe Corrin has a good time in this matchup. In my experience, I haven't fought that many Corrins. I need to get somebody to help me with Corrin practice. Please reach out to me on Twitter. I'll put it in the description of this video, Twitter or Instagram. If you're a Corrin main, I love to have practice with you so I could practice this matchup. Yeah, so just reach out to me and we can set something up. Smash online, probably, because I don't really, with everything that's going on, I don't really let people into the house. Next up, I believe, is Falco. Falco is another character who is limited by his inconsistencies in up throw and back throw because they can both be... They would be kill moves if they couldn't be DI'd, but you can instantly... You can just very easily DI. Up throw, you can DI left or right, and it will miss you as Wolf. Back throw, you can DI down, and it will not hit you. But Falco does have a shine. Falco has a pretty good neutral. However, Falco's ground speed is much worse than Wolf's. Falco's air speed is much worse than Wolf's. Falco's blaster is not as good as Wolf's. Advantage state as Falco is very, very good. Falco can combo pretty much anybody, which means Falco can combo Wolf pretty well. However, as I said before, frame 2 air dodge with Wolf, frame 5 shine with Wolf. And also, if you get a shine combo, fair B reverse shine to back air, that can kill Falco at like 40% because he's that light. And that's not even an exaggeration. His fall speed does not help his disadvantage state, that is Falco. And his nair is a multi-hit, which people can fall out of, or SDI. So, I just think Falco is a good character, I would say. However, Wolf is a much better character, and he's so consistent, and he just kind of stuffs out what Falco wants to do most times. Falco has a very limited and risky recovery, like Wolf, but he can jump down back there. He can jump out and intercept Wolf, along with many other characters, because the Spaceys as a whole, being Fox, Falco, and Wolf, have explodable recoveries. That being said, Wolf can do the same. Weak hit and air kind of just disables Falco off stage. Blaster kind of does away with Falco if he is not fast enough on his reaction time to pull out his shine. But I don't think it's like a horrid matchup. Because I do think Falco's combo game is the same or a little bit better than Wolf's, which is saying a lot because Wolf's combo game is fantastic. This is going to be a controversial one, but hear me out. So, this character's disadvantaged state is not as good as people say. I understand that float is a great, like it can be comboed from, saying you do float cancel nair, float cancel back air, that can be comboed into or out of. Float's a very good movement option. However, Peach dies very early because of her large hitboxes and her floatiness. Wolf can kind of just take advantage of that because he can fall very quickly. He can move in the air very quickly. Turnips don't really do that much against Wolf because his shine intercepts turnips, especially on stage. However, if she pulls a bomb, Wolf can reflect that and it can kill her at 0 instead of him. So yeah, I don't think this is a very good matchup for Peach, honestly. However, Peach has some very, very, very good combos with float canceling and with down tilt. She can just down tilt you, and from one down tilt or one grab, you can take like 80%. But same with Wolf, you know, one down tilt has a 30% chance of tripping, which can lead to about 70 to 80% if you're good with your combos and you don't drop them, which is, it's very hard to drop Wolf combos because of his massive disjoints and his forward air, back air. You know, it hits for a lot, and it reaches a lot of different areas. So I believe Peach does lose to Wolf. Who do I have next? Ike. So, Aether is a very good combo option. However, off stage, he can easily get intercepted by Wolf. Being as at the apex of his Aether, Wolf can down air and he will just die. Or Wolf can shine and he'll get intercepted, so he'll have to either Aether again or quick draw. Quick draw, you can shield, or you can Blaster Blaster intercepts quick draw. Weak Nair just beats quick draw a lot of the time. Yeah, I just think I will give him this. Eruption is a very, very good move against Wolf's recovery, and his combo game is not bad against Wolf. However, Wolf does have the much better frame data, much better speed in the air and on the ground. But Ike is very heavy, so I can almost see this going both ways. However, Ike's limited abilities off stage kind of hinder him in this matchup a lot, and his limited speed on stage and off stage hinder him a lot. So that is why I believe Wolf does beat Ike, because while they both do have disjoints, Wolf's beats Ike's a lot of the time, which you wouldn't think Claws would beat a sword, but it kind of just does for some reason, because Nair is not even a claw, it's Wolf's foot, and it beats his sword, Ike's sword, and I don't know why. But yeah, Ike can kind of just get pooped on by Wolf with shine combos, and he dies pretty early, considering he is a heavy. Yeah, I don't think it's that good of a matchup for Ike, personally. Terry. I should have put Terry right here. However, I think I had a brain fart making this. Terry does better against Wolf than Ike, because he can combo into Buster Wolf. Okay, for those of you that don't know, because I know some of you aren't very well equipped or aren't very well acquainted with the DLC. Terry's a DLC character, and when he's above 100%, he gets special moves, special inputs called Power Geyser and Buster Wolf. Power Geyser kind of just rips Wolf's recovery apart. Buster Wolf can combo and kill Wolf very easily. However, Wolf can combo the absolute snot out of this character when he's not at 100%, and when he is at 100%. And Terry kind of just doesn't make it to 100% a lot of the time. Wolf can intercept this character's recovery because while he has some good, very, very good mix-ups, Wolf does too. Blaster doesn't really care about what you have to say. You fire a blaster on stage and it edge guards very, very well. You don't even have to go out there. However, Terry combos hurt a lot. Then again, Wolf's do too. Terry's kind of heavy, so he doesn't die for a long time. However, Wolf doesn't care because he has a back air and he has down smash. Speaking of down smash, Terry's rising tackle tends to go past the ledge, which Wolf just eats up. Wolf loves that because he can down smash that, and Terry dies at about 50. Not a very good matchup for Terry. It's not horrid, though. I wouldn't say it was horrid. I'll get this out of the way pretty quickly because he is a Shoto just like Terry. As I said, he can intercept Ken's recovery pretty well. Ken's combo game is very, very good. Wolf can die pretty early by his combos, same with all the other Shotos. Or both of the other Shotos, rather, because there are 3 of them. Down tilt ledge traps very well. Hadouken can edge guard Wolf. However, I'm pretty sure up B beats Hadouken, if I'm not mistaken. But Wolf can make it back from very far away with side B, so that's not a very big issue. This character's limited mobility in the air and on the ground is kind of what loses him this matchup because Wolf can just eat that up. Character's pretty slow in the ground and on the air, has a pretty average turnaround speed, a very average initial dash, very not great disadvantage unless you have time to focus. So I think Wolf can combo this character into oblivion. Same with Terry and Ike, because he is a pretty big body. However, he is not light. But Wolf doesn't care because he has back air and he has down smash, as I said. Yeah, I kind of just... Yeah, he can be spiked out of side B very easily off stage. Just not a great matchup. Ness... Okay, let me explain this, because Ness's best move, in my opinion, is probably Pikachu Fire. I don't think it's an opinion online, but offline it's probably an opinion. So Pikachu Fire traps people in a pillar of fire. If you don't, I'm explaining this like you're not very experienced with this game, so I'm sorry if you are, but some people who are watching this are not. Ness's Pikachu Fire traps you in a pillar of fire that he can combo into or out of, trap people in it, and then just straight up do like 60. If you don't SDI properly. However, Wolf does not care about your feelings. Side B is a projectile. When Ness launches his Pikachu Fire at Wolf, he can just get launched right back into him. And Ness is then trapped in a pillar of fire, which Wolf can combo out of. And it does a whole lot of damage. More damage than base Pikachu Fire because it is reflected. And when a projectile is reflected, it does more damage than its base damage. So that is kind of... No, hold on. Let me speak more about Ness. Ness's offstage game is bad because Pikachu Thunder has to be driven into him for him to recover. His second jump, his double jump is not good. His recovery is very, very, very exploitable, especially with Wolf because Pikachu Thunder is a projectile. So, in theory, you can jump off stage and reflect his Pikachu Thunder. He can't come back, and you can come back, because if you save your double jump, you can come back from that. His air dodge is very good, however, you can read it and spike him out of it sometimes. You can down smash him out of it. Pikachu Flash, as I said, is a projectile. Pikachu Thunder, as I said, is a projectile. What Nesses like to do is when you're up near the top platform, you can reflect their Pikachu Thunder, because what they like to do is send their PK Thunder up and try to hit you into the top blast zone. Wolf doesn't care about your feelings, as I said, so he can use his Shine to disrupt your movement, disrupt your advantage state, which you are currently in. So yeah, this character kind of falls apart against Wolf. Next would be, I almost said Ness would be. Next would be Yoshi. Let me get the pros of Yoshi Wolf out of the way first, because I believe Yoshi Wolf has some redeemable factors. Double jumping out of combos is a very good thing that Yoshi can do. Nair out of shield is a very, very good option for Yoshi. However, disregarding the jumping out of combos, Wolf can combo Yoshi very, very, very hard. Yoshi dies pretty early. His recovery can be intercepted by Wolf's blaster or by Wolf's weak Nair if his armor isn't activated, which means Wolf can kind of just disable this character off stage, because this character's up B does not help them recover that much. It's kind of just a boost upwards a little bit, and their main recovery is their double jump. So if you hit them out of their double jump, they're kind of dead in some situations. Neutral B is a pretty good command grab, although Wolf can mash out of it. Wolf just has a much better neutral, and Yoshi's neutral kind of does fall apart because Egg is a projectile. Yoshi's shield is very, very good against Wolf. However, Wolf can react to that and punish Yoshi accordingly. Yoshi has a worse advantage state than Wolf, because Yoshi's combos debatably aren't as good as Wolf's, although Yoshi's combos are very good. So yeah, that's kind of why I believe this matchup is kind of a loose cannon for Yoshi. This matchup is kind of pain. I used to think this matchup was even. I was wrong. Because while Pichu can combo Wolf with the best of them, and why T-Jolt does make Wolf flinch and can disregard his recovery, Wolf can kill this character at such absurd percents that you'd think I was kidding when I told them to you. I've killed Pichus at like 20% before. Off stage, I've killed Pichus at about 0% with side B, because they're so light and they fall quickly, so they are more susceptible to being spiked if they fall quickly. However, fast falling does increase their combo potential. I just think this character's main problem is they just get killed so early, like egregiously early by Wolf, and Wolf does not have that issue against Pichu. However, Pichu's recovery is very, very good. It's hard to intercept Pichu's recovery, even with Blaster. Although Pichu's self-damage that comes with his recovery and with his neutral, with his advantage and even disadvantage, just sets up Wolf to absolutely slaughter this character. Like, this matchup is not fun. If you play Wolf against this matchup, you have a good chance of winning, in my opinion. Yeah, let's move on. Next, I would say, is Pit. Because Arrow is Pit's main Pit's main way of edge guarding people. However, Wolf doesn't care because he has Shine and Arrow is a projectile. Pit's down B is a reflector, which can reflect Wolf's blaster. However, Wolf's Shine, I'm pretty sure, comes out before his reflector does, which Wolf can just use to just reflect it back and break Pit's shield first, because Wolf can reflect things up to 3 times, depending on its size, or not depending on its size, just regardless of size. So, Hero's Fireball, for example, you can reflect it 3 times, no matter how big it is. So I believe this character's shield gets broken very easily. This character gets killed very, very early by Wolf. Not a great combo game compared to Wolf's. Not a great neutral compared to Wolf's. I believe down B does help in disadvantage. However, if you can't get down B off because it is pretty slow, Wolf can combo this character to oblivion. Pit's recovery does go very, very far, like a very long range. However, Wolf can weak nair you out of it. Wolf can, in theory, spike you out of it. Because it does not have a hitbox, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with Dark Pit. Their up Bs do not have a hitbox on them. And their hitboxes, I think, are inconsistent, which do not match up with Wolf's. Because their nair and forward air have blind spots on them. However, side B can be used very well against Wolf because it reflects things, I'm pretty sure, and it has very, very good super armor, and it kills pretty early. Well, not super early, but I'd say like 100 against Wolf, so that's fairly early. Wolf doesn't really die that early, usually. So, not a fun matchup, but I think it could be worse, being as there is another level below this one. Ridley, I believe. Let me list Ridley's pros first because he's one of the characters that I figure that would be easier than listing the cons first. Ridley's Fireball can be used very, very well against Wolf off stage because in order to shine them, he has to hold shine for a pretty long time, and in doing that, you're risking not being able to come back because the more you hold shine, the more you fall. But this character gets comboed so hard by Wolf. This character dies egregiously early because he's actually lighter than Samus, turns out. His tail hurt box is a very, very bad thing against Wolf because if Wolf hits his tail or his, like, the smallest part on his foot, he will just be obliterated at like 80% with Wolf's back air. Wolf's just made to gimp this character, it feels like, because Blaster, you shoot Ridley one time and it beats his up B and it beats his side B. Side B being a pretty good command grab, and it does a lot of damage. It can be used very offensively on ledge by Ridley. But I think Wolf just, as a character, beats out this character pretty well, because Skewer, while it does do a whole lot of damage, it's hard to hit, and it does about 60%. However, the sweet spot is very, very small, and Wolf does not really get affected by that too much. Down throw to Skewer is a pseudo combo, meaning it does not work. It's just a combo that people don't know how to react out of it, and that's kind of how it works. Kind of the same with Wolf's back throw side B. It's not actually a true combo, but it does work when people aren't expecting it. So, yeah. Just dies way, way too early to be counted as even or even the top of winning, in my opinion. Samus is a zoner whose main attacks are based on projectiles, and being such, Wolf has a reflector which just tears apart Samus as a neutral. Her disadvantage or her advantage. Her disadvantage is not that great because Wolf can combo her very, very, very hard because of her fall speed, it seems. However, Samus can mix up her recovery with Bomb and with her tether. So I believe this matchup does have its saving graces. But as a projectile character, you're not going to have a fun time against Wolf. If you've gathered anything from this list, you're not going to have a fun time against Wolf as a projectile character because Wolf has a reflector and it does a whole lot of damage. Charge shot against Samus can be reflected and it kills at about 60 at ledge, maybe even earlier than that. So I believe this character kind of falls apart when dealing with Wolf. However, up B out of shield is still a very good option against Wolf. But in saying that, Wolf doesn't really have to get close because blaster from a far range kind of just wins against this character. Yeah, just a bad matchup in my opinion. However, it does have its saving graces, which is why it's not the level below this, which is the sad characters against Wolf, which is actually a whole lot of them. So Kirby next. This character is very, very light, and Kirby can get hit once or twice by Wolf at about after about 60 and just die, especially with back air, which is auto cancelable as Wolf. You can get spiked out of your up B, because here's the thing. While Kirby's ground speed isn't that bad, Kirby's airspeed is horrible, and people give him, sorry, I just think Kirby's a girl automatically. People give him way too much credit with his recovery because of his airspeed, or his multiple jumps. This character's recovery is not that good. It's very interceptable, very exploitable. It's very, very slow. It doesn't have a hitbox, except for up B, of course, which can be spiked out of. Hammer's a very slow move, which Wolf doesn't really have that many slow moves. Character dies very, very early against forward air to flash and down throw to flash, which is basically just a free stock for Wolf. So Kirby's just kind of die, but if Kirby inhales Wolf, which is basically their one saving grace, because their hitboxes are stubby, their combo game's not that great, they should be rewarded more for getting closer to Wolf. But if Kirby inhales Wolf, that is one of the best Kirbys possible, other than probably Snake and Bayonetta, because Kirby inhaling Wolf means that she gets Wolf's down B, or his neutral B, his blaster, which is probably one of, if not his best move. Which I think it does about the same as Wolf's blaster. But it's just a very, very, very good neutral tool, very good spacing tool. You can kind of force people to stay back and to just not approach you, which is the same thing that Wolf does. Think of Wolf's gun, which has a knife on the end of it and just very, very good potential on Kirby, and that is why this combo, that's why this character doesn't get beat very hard. Now we're moving on to the cursed matchups that I think are kind of buns. Look, okay, these are all the characters that Wolf doesn't just beat, but beats so hard that I had to make another category for how hard Wolf beats these characters. That's how good this character is, in my opinion. And as I said, you're welcome to your own, but okay, let's just start this winning hard category. I believe Wolf, like Link, this character just gets killed way too early against Wolf. Now, I do agree that young Link is a top tier. Does have very, very good CQC action, very, very good projectiles. However, his projectiles do fall apart against Wolf's shine. His neutral does fall apart against Wolf's shine. He is kind of forced to approach Wolf because he is a projectile character by trade. Or, just without saying, he's a projectile character, so he has to get closer to Wolf to get CQC action, which Wolf can stuff out very easily with his giant hitboxes and his insane damage output, insane combo game, and this character kind of just dies. Same with anyone else in this tier list, or in this tier, in my opinion. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I'll get to Lucario after I get done with Young Link. So, Shine Bomb and Shine Boomerang and especially Shine Arrow, just breaks Young Link, and he doesn't have too great of a disadvantage state other than his pretty good airspeed. But this character, if he gets in, he can, in theory, combo Wolf. He just doesn't get in. That's like the thing, because he's made to spam projectiles, and if he gets close, he's taking a risk, which puts him more at risk to get comboed and killed potentially by Wolf. So I do not believe this matchup is good. I believe this matchup is kind of painful. Now for Lucario, I will actually put him in the winning category. I forgot about that. I don't think Lucario gets beat super hard by Wolf, although it is pretty bad. Because Lucario's recovery, extreme speed, is very exploitable, although it does go very far with Aura. Lucario's damage output and kill power are very, very, very bad without Aura. And here's the thing. I don't think I've ever fought Lucario that made it past like 120. Because Wolf kills them. Wolf can kill Lucario at like 60. You'll never get even to half of max Aura. And by then, Wolf has already tacked on so much damage that you can't really recover. But if you somehow make it up to like the max Aura spots or near max Aura, you can kind of just disable Wolf. But here's the thing. That won't happen. Because Wolf's back air kills so early, his down smash kills so early, and you as Lucario have an exploitable recovery. You're not going to make it that far. I do agree that Aura Sphere is a very good projectile when he does have Aura. However, if he fires it when he has max Aura and Wolf reflects it, he can just die, like dead. He's dead. And Wolf he's just not affected at all by it. I'm pretty sure that Force Palm can be used as a projectile. It is a command grab, but I'm pretty sure at full, like at max Aura, it can be used as a projectile, which Wolf does not care about at all because of Shine. So yeah, I don't think this matchup is good. Next, I put... This one really... Okay, hear me out. This is probably the most controversial take in this video and last video combined. Hear me out on this. Okay, so, according to both myself and Mars, the best ZSS player in the world, ZSS kind of just gets wrecked by Wolf because his massive hitboxes, as I said, with Greninja and with Kirby and with Ness, just absolutely trump ZSS in every way. His giant hitboxes, he doesn't really have to aim, because his hitboxes, this is Wolf's claw, and his hitbox is like out here. It goes that far. This is the damage, this is the range that Wolf hurts you, and this is his claw. And she can't really escape that, which makes her flip kick worse, which means she can't really get out of disadvantage that well. Wolf has a better neutral than her, although, like any other character in the roster, she can read a neutral get up or a neutral tech and kill you very, very early. However, just don't do it. Mars believes there is counterplay to ZSS, and people just haven't found it yet, which... I agree that there is counterplay. I do believe that people have found it because Leo seems to just destroy ZSS, although I do agree that Leo is the best player in the world, no contest, but I just believe this character is ripped apart by Wolf's superior air mobility, superior hitboxes, and superior consistency. Okay, I have Fox next. I don't think this design was intentional, but if it was, that's very cool. Fox kind of gets picked apart by Wolf because his laser does not make people flinch like Wolf's does. It is very quick, and it does force people to approach. However, not Wolf. Wolf has Shine, which he can use, that just disrupts Fox's neutral completely. And I agree that Fox's Blaster is not this meta-defining move like it was in Melee. But I just think Fox dies way, way, way too early. Has just a much too exploitable recovery. If Fox is off stage, he's kind of done against Wolf. But Wolf's recovery is exploitable, but you have not seen exploitable until you fought a Fox before. Fox can get in and get good combos, however, Wolf has a good disadvantage state and then can just match the damage output because Wolf's damage output is much better. His kill power is even better than Fox's, which is saying a lot. Foxes are kind of predictable. They land with falling nair, like weak nair. Just shield it and up smash out of shield, or shield it and footstool up B out of shield, and they die very early. As I said, their recovery is very interceptable. They have to recover high against Wolf, which can lead to a back air, which kills at like 50. This character just does not have a good time. His airspeed is worse than Wolf's, however, his ground speed is better than Wolf's. It doesn't really matter that much because Wolf can foxtrot and just catch up with Fox. So if this was a design choice by Sakurai, very, very good. If it was not, which I do not believe it was, then that's a great coincidence. Who to put next? DK. So DK's damage output and kill power are obviously very, very good. However, shine combos rip this character apart. Forward air combos and down throw combos rip this character apart. Down throw to dash attack is true offline. Down throw to side B is true. Forward air, like landing forward air to side B, is true and just kills this character. This character has a very, very exploitable recovery in aerial spinning Kong. Cargo throw doesn't really do that much because, well, except at high percents, because Wolf can kind of get back from almost anywhere. Like, not vertically, however, horizontally, Wolf's recovery is very, very good. So, and he can just kind of die at 0% if he's hit off stage with Flash, because it does spike, like the sweet spot of Flash spikes, and his vertical recovery is very, very bad. I think Wolf just kind of beats this character in every way, although if the DK can get some funny super armor in, and some off-stage shenanigans, like using Spinning Kong offensively off-stage, then I don't think this matchup is unwinnable. I don't think any of these matchups so far are unwinnable. So yeah, I think this is a very bad matchup, but I think if a very, very good DK player obviously is up against a not-so-good Wolf player, the DK player will win. More than likely. But it is very difficult, don't get me wrong. Rosalina and Luma. This character dies very, very early. Exploitable recovery that Rosalina and Luma can get spiked out of. As I said before, huge disjoints kind of just mess with their advantage and disadvantage. Wolf has a much better neutral in Blaster than she has with Luma. And here's the thing. Luma is a very, very good companion to have, but Wolf can just straight up kill Luma and nothing happens to him. Like, he's unaffected by his blatant murder that he's just done on Rosalina, Rosalina's faithful companion, which I get that Luna spawns again in about 11 seconds, I'm pretty sure. But Luma. My cat's name is Luna, so I'm used to saying that. Luma is just a very good companion to have, as I said, but you can kill her very easily, which makes this character a whole lot worse, makes her neutral a whole lot worse, advantage state a whole lot worse. I'm going to restart my video, so sorry about this. But yeah, I just think it's not unwinnable, but it is very difficult because Starbits is a projectile. Throwing Luma can just be shielded and then up smashed, and often or not, if Luma's been hit before, she will just die. And then Rosalina's on her own, which she can be back aired and killed at obscenely low percents. Just a very bad matchup. So here's the thing. Min Min's got very, very good disjoints in her range and with her F smashes, her aerial F smashes. But they're very linear. Her hitboxes are very linear. Although they're very long, they are very linear, and Wolf can just abuse that because she does not have a tool to react to opponents that come in from the air and combo you from the air. And where's Wolf the best? In the air. She gets absolutely destroyed by Wolf in some portions of the match, and then in some portions when Wolf is off stage, she can use Ram F smash or Ram F tilt and edge guard him or ledge trap him. In theory, or she can use Megawatt to ledge trap him, or really even edge guard. But it's very rare to see. It's very rare to see a Wolf losing to a Min Min because, as I said, this character can just get comboed into oblivion by Wolf, and back air kills very, very early because Min Min is not that heavy. She's pretty light, actually. Like, Min Min is pretty light. She doesn't have that many great combo breakers. Pretty bad recovery, like pretty exploitable recovery, because a tether recovery usually, unless you're Joker, can like easily be intercepted by weak hit and air. Along with a lot of other recoveries like Martha or Lucina, they can just be interrupted by weak hit and air, but this one's a very bad example of that. Next, I would put Pac-Man. Character is very, very good. Well, not very, very good, but very good. Because, as I said in my tier list video, this character is a zoner. And being a zoner, his hydrant can be reflected. His bonus fruit can be reflected. His neutral just gets all messed up by shine. His advantage state is not as good as Wolf's, in my opinion. His disadvantage state is about even with Wolf's, in my opinion. But this character can get spiked out of side B and out of trampoline, and side B is a projectile. The dot on side B is a projectile, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why Sakurai made that idea, but this Wolf is just not that impervious, not that vulnerable to Pac-Man combos because of Shine. And as I said, Pac-Man's a very projectile-heavy character. Pac-Man will use projectiles to zone you out, or try to zone you out, but against the single best anti-zoner in the game, Wolf, who does not care about your opinions at all, will just shut you down every time. And Pac-Man dies pretty early to have an answer to this. So, in my opinion, this matchup is kind of bad. Not unwinnable, as I said. I don't think any matchup in this game is unwinnable. But the ones I'm about to get to later in this video are borderline there. So, here's the thing with Robin. This matchup sucks because Robin, like Pac-Man, is a zoner. However, Robin is a much, much worse zoner than Pac-Man. Like, a much worse zoner. Robin is low tier in my opinion. I'm pretty sure I put Robin in low tier in my tier list video because of their... I say there because it could be a girl or a female depending on what alt you use. Their airspeed and ground speed are very, very bad. Very predictable recovery and very exploitable recovery at that. L1 is very exploitable and is a projectile, which Wolf loves projectiles. Speaking of which, Thoron, like fully charged Thoron, usually hurts most characters in the cast, but Shine can reflect all of the hits of this multi-hit Thoron, which can do a whole lot of damage, like 40-something% to Robin. Thunder, like Reflected Thunder, can do a whole lot to Robin. Robin's very inconsistent because their specials move out, like their specials run out. They have books that run out of specials, so they can run out of the fire special, or the wind special, or the electric special, you know. So this matchup is not good. Wolf just kind of trumps this character in a lot of different ways. Who did I put next? You know what? I can see that. Toon Link. So this character is stubby and not that great off stage. I get that this character has a tether. However, as I said, Wolf can go out and weak hit nair that tether and you are kind of dead. Very linear recovery with up B, and then you kind of just plummet as Toon Link. Wolf can very much take advantage of that because weak hit nair sends you so far off stage sometimes you can't really get back. Another zoner that is based on projectiles, which, as I said many times before in this video, this guy's neutral falls apart because of Shine, one of the best moves in the game. Not that great advantage state with Toon Link, whereas Wolf's advantage state is one of the best in the game. Not that great disadvantage state as Toon Link, although he is short and he still doesn't have that great of advantage state. Or disadvantage state, rather. Wolf's disadvantage state is pretty good in my opinion, as I said before. Wolf's recovery is better than Toon Link's in my opinion. Yeah, and back air kills Toon Link so early. He has a problem. He has one of those problems like Pichu and Kirby and Fox, where they die so early to back air, like tipper back air from Wolf. It just absolutely obliterates these characters because, as I said in my last video, I don't expect this character to be heavy. However, he's really not heavy. Like, not heavy at all. He just dies so quickly. Before I get ahead of myself, I'm just going to move on to another character because I believe that that is all I have to say about Toon Link. I had this character as the worst matchup or the best matchup for Wolf. But with the recent buffs in 8.0.0, either 8.0.0 or 8.1.0 for K. Rool, I don't believe that's the case anymore because his belly armor was severely strengthened and his recovery, I believe, has a bigger hitbox. No, I could be mistaken on that. But I know his armor is severely strengthened. But this character gets ripped apart by Wolf still because his disadvantage state is very bad, because his counter is slow, and his neutral's very bad because all of his moves are slow. His frame data is bad, which prohibits his neutral from being good. His advantage state is pretty good, but Wolf's is much better. Disadvantage state is bad, and Wolf's is pretty good. I don't think this character has many saving graces, although K. Rool does have a reflector, and if the Wolf doesn't react in time, that blaster shot that you just fired can come back and hit you right in the face. Doesn't really matter that much because good Wolves will react and pull out their Shine, which is frame 5, as I said, and reflect it back into K. Rool. And he will lose because Wolf can just hold Shine and just keep reflecting and just kind of tears K. Rool apart, really. Landing fair to B reverse Shine to back air kills K. Rool at about 70, I'm pretty sure, on Battlefield. So yeah, just not a very good character, and a surprisingly exploitable recovery because his propeller wow, did you hear that? His propeller can be spiked by the side, which, as I said before, Wolf's side B is one of the best spikes in the game, one of the strongest spikes in the game, so he can just plummet. He can be intercepted with down smash fairly easily. Yeah, I just don't think this character has it very well against Wolf. Okay, Duck Hunt. Another zoner type character. You know that just with zoners by now. Shine kind of just eats them apart. Clay Pigeon can be reflected, which does a lot of damage over time against Duck Hunt. Can be reflected, which when can is reflected, it is now Wolf's projectile, so it can be like if you try to aim can anymore, it'll go the wrong way and hit you sometimes, which kind of just tears apart his AH guarding and his ledge trapping. His up B is very, very exploitable, which Wolf can take advantage of with side B and with down air even sometimes. Because if Wolf ledge trumps into side or into down air or ledge trumps into back air, this character's kind of dead. Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. That's just kind of how I work right now. It's kind of how I work right now. But yeah, I just think this character kind of gets smoked by Wolf in a lot of different areas. Next up is Olimar. Olimar has the same problems as Greninja and as Lucario and ZSS, where Wolf's big hitboxes, as I said, intercept Olimar very, very well, no matter how short he is, no matter how small he is. They intercept him very, very well. He dies supremely early to down smash and supremely early to back air. I've seen Leo kill DeBuzz at about 50% with weak hit back air. It was not even the strong hit back air, and he died. So yeah, this character kind of gets destroyed by Wolf. F Smash is a projectile, which Wolf can obviously reflect, and it does a whole lot of damage against Olimar. His side B is a projectile, which can be reflected, and that means his Pikmin are like brainwashed by Shine, and so they go and latch on to Olimar instead of Wolf, which does 1.5 times more damage than the base damage is if Olimar had just thrown them and Wolf and Shine hadn't come out. So, combined with that, like his Pikmin kind of just turn on him. Those reasons combined is why this matchup is sad. And he has an exploitable recovery that does not have a hitbox like Duck Hunt's, so you can side B that, you can down air that. Wolf has a better neutral, better advantage state, and better disadvantage state, in my opinion. So that is Olimar. He's kind of just a sad matchup for Wolf. Not unwinnable. Ryu, I believe, is much, much worse than Ken because he is slower. He has more single-hit moves, which I know adds to his consistency, but he just does not kill as early as Ken does. Not as good of combos because of the lack of multi-hit moves. I believe this character gets just torn apart by Wolf's advantage state, meaning his combos, his Shine combos. Wolf's neutral is so much better, and it forces Ryu to approach because Hadouken is a projectile, however, it is slow, and Wolf can easily react to that. It's just not... Like, I don't really see many great factors in Ryu Wolf. He can't... Okay, so Ryu can focus out of Wolf's combos, and if he gets focus off, Wolf kind of has to drop his combo, but then he just picks it back up again, and he continues again. His side B can be interrupted off stage, Ryu's that is. His up B can be interrupted more easily than Ken's. But other than that, this character is just basically Ken but slower, and doesn't kill as early. just kind of worse Ken in my opinion, as I said last video. DDD. I used to put this matchup as bottom 3, I think. But I now see that DDD's up B is very, very hard to intercept because of the outrageous armor that he has with it. Gordo is very, very easy to reflect with Shine and in literally any of the multi-hit moves that Wolf has. Because as I said in my last video, multi-hit moves do not reflect Gordo that well. However, single-hit moves, which is what, or like these are what Wolf has, single-hit moves, they reflect Gordo like nothing else other than Shine. Like, okay, a Gordo does not do anything to Wolf. It does more to DDD. I've seen a DDD take 40% with one reflected Gordo because it can hit twice. Just DDD is bad in the air, slow on the ground, very susceptible to Shine combos, and very susceptible to just regular combos as it is, because he's a heavyweight and he is kind of floaty, and he is a big body, a big hurt box. I do accept that he kills Wolf very early, but when is he going to get in? Because his neutral's way worse. His advantage is way worse. His frame data is so bad. His disadvantage is not good either. I don't know what this character brings to the table in this matchup, honestly, other than his armored recovery. Let's see. Next up, I have Jigglypuff. I have a video on my Instagram, sparks.ssb, shameless plug, of me back throwing and side being Jigglypuff, and it killed her at 3.0%. 3.0. I accept that is not a true combo, however, that is a pseudo combo, and it works when people aren't expecting it. It killed her at 3%. This character dies so early, and Wolf can't really combo her as hard because she's just so like, she doesn't fall quickly. She kind of stays in the air. But Wolf has a better air game than this balloon Pokemon that stays in the air and has an exploitable recovery because, well, not that exploitable because she can just move around in the air very well. But she has to approach because she does not have anything to do against Blaster. She does not have anything to do against Wolf's neutral. She has to approach, which is risking getting killed at like 70% because you're the second lightest character in the game. You are literally a balloon Pokemon. Wolf's down smash breaks shields, and if you get your shield broken, you literally die. I don't see the good in this matchup. Down throw to side B kills at about 20, I think, with Jigglypuff. Pound is a shield breaker. I accept that. And Rest is a very good move, but as I spoke of in my last video, both Rest and Sing are very, very risky moves because they have a lot of end lag, especially Rest. They have a lot of end lag, and they have a lot of starting lag, and they have bad frame data. This matchup is just bad. Wii Fit Trainer. So my friend Andrew plays Wii Fit Trainer. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, Andrew. Sun Salutation, while it is a good projectile, Wolf can reflect it, and it does a whole lot to you. Header can be reflected and does a whole lot to you, and it can hit you out of the sky, which I've done before. You can ask Andrew. He might be in the comments of this video, because I think he watched the last one. Very, very exploitable recovery with Super Hoop. It doesn't go all that far, and its hitbox, it does have a hitbox, but it's not that great. Wolf can kind of intercept that at any time he wants with side B and with down air. This character is very down smashable, as I'd like to say, because she tends to not grab ledge. If Wii Fit runs to the ledge, chances are she's going to throw a header and maybe charge Sun Salutation, and possibly even breathe if you get hit with header. Deep breathing is very good against anybody, but Wolf, as I said, with his blaster, can force Wii Fit to stay away. And even with deep breathing, there's not that much she can do about it because she does not have a reflector. She does not have a counter. Her frame data is not the best. It's not bad, but it's not the best. Her movement speed is not the best. It does get better with deep breathing. But what is she going to do against Wolf's neutral? What is she going to do against Wolf's advantage state? She can't really keep Wolf in a combo that long. However, she has very, very good kill power and very, very good damage output. That's basically all I have to say. She's kind of like a zoner type character, which Wolf eats up. As I said, she retreats to ledge with Wolf, which Wolf eats up. He does not know how to stop killing Wii Fit Trainer. Lucas is a character that's very light, like Ness, and he just dies very, very early. Lucas is like a more susceptible Ness because he's worse than Ness. PK Fire does not trap you in a pillar of fire this time. PK Fire sends you away. So a reflected PK Fire sends you away, which can kill pretty early. But as I said before, Lucas is worse than Ness, which makes him worse against Wolf. Just by inclusion. PK Freeze is one of his best edge guarding tactics. It does nothing against Wolf because it's a projectile. PK Thunder is one of his best edge guarding tactics and advantage state tactics. Because it's a multi-hit, unlike Ness's. It does absolutely nothing to Wolf's. It does even less than Ness's projectile because it is a multi-hit and it does less damage. His Poppet Rocket, as I spoke of it in my last video, the act of shooting a PK Thunder up from your head and then driving it into yourself to hit somebody else, that's very, very bad, or not very, very bad, but much worse with Lucas because it is a multi-hit. Doesn't do that much with Wolf because he does not die that early. Lucas has an exploitable recovery, which Wolf can just jump down and shine his PK Thunder. And what is he really going to do about it other than just kind of tumble? He's instantly sit into free fall when I reflect that PK Thunder. So what is he going to do about that? He's going to die. He doesn't really have a great neutral. He doesn't have that great of a disadvantaged state other than Nair, which can be a shield breaker, or a combo breaker rather. He has a pretty good advantage state, but Wolf's is way better. Wolf just kind of beats this character in a lot of different ways. Incineroar. I can combo Incineroar, one of the best in the entire game, because if I get Incineroar off stage about one time, I can just go off stage and weak nair him, and he just straight up dies at like 20. Sometimes even 0 when he's off stage. I can just go off and weak hit nair him and he just dies. This character has a bad ground speed, one of the worst ground speeds in the game, which is good for Wolf. A bad air speed, which is great for Wolf, because as I said, Wolf strives in the air. This character being slow means his neutral is kind of bad. However, if Incineroar gets in, he does 75 to 80% in one hit, and that's not even, like, I'm not joking about that. The thing is, though, he doesn't get in against Wolf very often at all, if ever, because Wolf's blaster just kind of keeps him at bay. Wolf's shine combos are a very big threat to this character, so he can't really risk being inside the damage range that much, so he can't really get in too much, and he does not have any projectiles, so he just kind of can't deal with Wolf. It's very, very hard for an Incineroar to deal with Wolf. Ganon, at one point, I thought was the worst matchup. However, He does not have any projectiles. But here's what makes this matchup so bad. Ganon, in my opinion, is the worst character in the game. He has bad frame data, bad airspeed, bad ground speed, but he does have good range, and he does have good damage output. If this character gets in, he can rip Wolf apart. However, I have never been introduced to a Ganon who can beat Wolf's blaster, and I don't think I ever will. This character gets demolished by Wolf's neutral. He can't get in, he can't get anywhere. One Wolf laser does 10% fresh. Staled, I think it does 7 or 8%. This character gets obliterated by Wolf's neutral because he can't get in. And when he gets close to Wolf, the Wolf can literally just run away. And what is Ganon going to do about it? Wizard Kick? I can shield that and up smash out of shield. I can shield that and footstool up B out of shield, which kills you at absurd percents. What I'm going to do right now... No, I'll finish Ganon first. He has a susceptible recovery to weak hit nair and down smash and side B. There's a piece of fuzz in the air, and my OCD goes crazy over it. This character is just very, very bad. Like not even that good advantage state, because he gets like a 1 or 2 hit combo and then it just kind of falls apart. We're getting to the range of matchups that are borderline not gonna happen if you're playing the one that's being beat by Wolf. Ganon's a very, very bad matchup. Now, what I'm gonna do is put the Mii characters in Echoes, because their power ranges on who makes them, so they're not very consistent with power level. In the last video, I ranked them based on their best form, like the best they can be made. But it does vary, so I'm not going to put them in the video. So who do I have next? Piranha Plant. So you'd think that Patui would be a great edge guarding tool, great ledge trapping tool, because it is against most of the cast, obviously. Patui sucks against Wolf. Like, sucks against Wolf. Again, Ryan, I know you probably watched the last video. You saw what I had to say about Plant. Sorry for that, and sorry about this. Poison is a slow move, and it's a projectile, which means if Wolf's in it, he can just shine and he takes no damage, and then Plant takes damage from it. Patui is a projectile, which Wolf can jump on and project and shine it, and it just falls down onto Plant. Plant's recovery is exploitable because Wolf can just jump with tipper down air and just absolutely demolish Plant, because Plant can die at pretty low percents, even though he is a pretty heavy character. Plant's frame data gets absolutely trumped by Wolf's. Plant's advantage state gets absolutely demolished by Wolf's. Plant's neutral is pretty bad. Plant's disadvantage state is very, very bad. I don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel for this matchup. I'm gonna be honest. Not the best. Not the best at all. Here's the thing about Byleth. They're very slow in the air and on the ground. But if you try to go about intercepting their recovery, they could, in theory, grab you and pull you down. But here's the thing. You don't really have to do that. Just stay on stage because you have Blaster. And if you hit them with 1 or 2 Blaster shots, they have a tether recovery, which is one of the only ways they can get back to stage. They're kind of dead if they get hit with that Blaster. They'll be out too far and they can't really recover. Even with their recovery sticking into the stage, they can't really come back usually, except when the stage has walls, and then they're probably gonna come back for most anything. Byleth's disadvantage state is awful. Byleth's advantage state can be easily intercepted by Wolf's, which is way better in my opinion. Byless neutral can be intercepted by Shine, because if you forget that Wolf has a Shine and you charge Arrow, you can take about 30%, and if you fully charge Arrow, you can straight up die at 30%. Because, what is that move called? Fail Not. Fail Not can be reflected, which makes a whole lot of a difference against this neutral, or this character in neutral, rather. Because if you charge an Arrow, you could just die, like straight up. Character does not have a good time against Wolf, being comboed very, very easily by Wolf. Interceptable recovery with weak hit in the air, because this character does have a tether recovery and is not Joker. Just not a good matchup. Next, I have Cloud. While I do accept that Cloud, in theory, could get in because he does not have that bad of a neutral, he could get in on Wolf and get some pretty good combos. Wolf's combo game is so much better than Cloud's, it's not even funny. Wolf's disadvantage state is better than Cloud's, in my opinion. Wolf's neutral is much better than Cloud's. Cloud's recovery without limit can just be hit one time and he will straight up just die. Cloud's airspeed is not the best, which against Wolf is one of the worst factors to have, because Wolf strives in the air, as I've said multiple times before. So this character kind of just gets eaten up by Wolf. Character dies very, very early, surprisingly early actually. Limit doesn't really help that much, because while his recovery does get a whole lot better, he has a whole lot of in lag when he lands. Finishing touch does kill Wolf pretty early, but you're not going to be able to get in because Wolf has a much better neutral and transcendent lasers, which means it can go through any other projectile in the game. Like literally any other projectile in the game, the laser will just go through it. So he can't really get in, and when he gets in, his combo game is not that great. His damage output is pretty good, but he, like I said, he can't get in. This matchup would be in winning if Mewtwo's tail was not so horrible. Mewtwo's tail, like, reaches another player. The tail's hurt box is like another one of him. So, if he's recovering to ledge and decides to up air me, to shark me at ledge, down smash does not care about you're trying to shark me. Down smash will kill you, and kill you very early. I'm talking like at 40, at 50, maybe even at 30, 35%. Because this tail hurt box is so big and so vulnerable. Wolf can literally just intercept it whenever he wants, and it's so sad. I wish Mewtwo was so much better in disadvantage against Wolf, because this would be such a fun match. I really have fun in this matchup, but it would be so much more of an even matchup if his tail hurt box wasn't that large. But he has very good kill power, very good frame data on moves like forward air. He has a projectile, or he has multiple projectiles with Disable and with Shadow Ball. Both of which Wolf can reflect, obviously, but Mewtwo also has a reflector. I'm telling you, the make or break thing in this matchup, which makes it so bad for Mewtwo, is that tail. If that tail weren't there, it would be like winning or maybe even, in my opinion. Bayonetta dies so early against Wolf, it's not even funny. It's kind of depressing, actually. Bayonetta was not that light in the last game, and it didn't really make a difference. This character's weight in this game is egregiously bad, because Wolf's back air and Wolf's down air, down smash rather, kills you at absurdly low percents. Wolf's combo game is much better than Bayonetta's, in my opinion, because you can SDI Bayonettas, and you cannot SDI single hit moves like Wolf has. Bayonetta has guns. which is a projectile. It's just not a good it's just not a good matchup because her recovery is not that great and can be easily intercepted. Her up B kind of likes to miss ledge, which Wolf kind of eats up, and his down smash kills you at about 40% sometimes, maybe even 30% because you can't get back. You know, your recovery's not that great. Witch Time was nerfed severely. Witch Time's not that great of a move against Wolf. I can't really see the downsides to playing Wolf against this character. It's kind of a win-win situation, except when you're the Bayonetta. So, here's the thing about Bowser Jr. He dies fairly early, but it's not egregious. He's just very, very predictable in his movements and in his projectile use, because Cannon is very slow, Mecha Koopa is very slow, and if you reflect Mecha Koopa, you can throw it back at him, which, as I said in my last video, disrupts his neutral completely. You can reflect Cannon if you're off stage, which just kind of intercepts his disadvantage. But this character's combo game is not that bad, but Wolf can get out of it pretty easily with his frame 2 air dodge and his shine. And I do accept that this character's up B blows up. However, the recovery of this character is what makes or breaks this matchup for me. Because once, I said this in the last video, in the tier list video, once Bowser Jr. is out of his clown car off stage, I can fire one blaster, pew, and he dies. Like, he can't get back because he doesn't have another clown cart. He just kind of falls to his death, and I can just do that at 0%, which is not okay at all. Not okay at all. And it's just, he's just not a good matchup for Wolf. If you main Bowser Jr. or any of these other characters listed here, please pick a secondary against Wolf. You are probably going to die. Next up, I put Villager next up. My friend Tommy secondaries Villager, I'm pretty sure. What is Villager gonna do? You know what I mean? Villager is a zoner, as well as Isabelle, which I'll talk about later. What is Villager gonna do? Timber doesn't do anything against Shine. It actually hurts him more than it hurts Wolf with Shine, actually. Slingshot does nothing against Wolf because of it's a projectile, and it acts as a projectile, meaning it can be reflected. Bowling Ball is one of the best edge guarding tools in the game, and it does nothing against Wolf because it's a projectile. Are you sensing a theme here? I think most of the projectile characters in this game just get eaten up by Wolf. Pocket is slower than Shine, which is not good for Villager because slow moves kind of get beat by Shine. His advantage state is worse than Wolf's. His neutral is worse than Wolf's, especially when playing Wolf. His neutral's bad when playing Wolf because he's just a projectile character. Lloyd is not a great projectile against Wolf because it's slow and it's a projectile. You should be seeing a theme by now. And he has a very exploitable recovery because, like Isabelle, Wolf can jump out at like beyond stage and recover back, and they die supremely early if that sweet spot side B connects with them. Their recovery does not have a hitbox. Just not a very good thing to be. Next up is Isabelle. Isabelle has basically the same problems as Villager, only she's more inconsistent. She's more inconsistent because she has Rod, which has a grab, like a hitbox, like a command grab, but it does more in the reel back animation than the actual reel in animation, which is janky. She has a whole lot of jank because Rod can clip through the stage, and it just makes no sense. But what is this character gonna do? She's just basically Villager, but another skin, kind of. Because she has Slingshot, and she has another variation of Lloyd, and her recovery is basically the same. I don't really feel the need to go over Isabelle, because she's pretty similar to Villager. Dr. Mario against Wolf sucks. Because he cannot recover at all. His advantage state is not as good as people say. His disadvantage state is horrible. His neutral is horrible because he has, I think, a bottom 10 run speed in the game, bottom 10 recovery in the game, bottom 10 air speed in the game. I think he's the second worst Smash character. He has a pill, which is slow and predictable. He has a cape, which is predictable. It does hit at ledge, but, I know it hits at ledge. I just won't stick on ledge that long against this character. What's he going to do about it? If I throw this character off stage about one time, he straight up dies. Character dies pretty early against back air and down smash. This matchup sucks. It's like if you made him worse in every way possible. Literally every way possible. So, Mega Man is a zoner character who relies on projectiles to get his way. Wolf eats that up, as I said, with most projectile characters, if not all projectile characters. Wolf absolutely eats that up, because this character's entire kit is pretty much projectiles, just like Villager and just like Isabelle. He can't do anything against Shine. Like, he can't do anything. Saw does nothing. Leaf Shield does nothing. His recovery is actually pretty good, and it's kind of hard to disrupt him, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference because he can't really hit Wolf anyway. His spike can be reflected, his up air can be reflected, which is not okay at all. Mine can be reflected or just ignored straight up by Wolf, because if you shine mine when it's already strapped to you, it does nothing. Just a very, very bad matchup. Lemon does nothing, which is Nair and F-tilt. I just don't really see what Mega Man can do. Home stretch, people. Final four. Fourth worst, I believe, is Hero, because Hero has bad frame data, a surprisingly susceptible recovery, in that Wolf can down smash their recovery very, very easily. Wolf can side B their recovery pretty easily as well. And it's just like they're predictable. He's predictable. They're all dudes. What am I saying there? They have a good damage output, but a lot of that is from projectiles, which can be reflected. Fireball can be reflected. Their recovery is a projectile, I'm pretty sure. They can lose mana, which is a huge inconsistency, which is probably the main thing besides projectiles that just gets you killed against Wolf. Slow character in the air and on the ground. Bad disadvantage state if you don't get something through RNG. Another inconsistency and another gimmick, which Wolf hates. Yeah, Wolf kind of just picks this character apart in every way. Little Mac, third, because he's the third worst character in the game, in my opinion. He kind of has to stay back, and he can't really camp you out because he can't go in the air really that much because his aerials don't work super well, and Wolf is top 6 in the air. What is he gonna do? What is he going to do about Wolf's aerial camping and his camping in general with laser? He has no reflector. He does have a counter, but it does not do much because by the time he gets the counter off, he's stuck in lag and he gets hit with another laser. This character has a very exploitable recovery that I can weak hit in air, side B, down air, or just straight up blaster or F tilt. I can literally edge guard this character by doing absolutely nothing. But Mac has KO Punch, and he's the top 3 fastest runner in the game. Like the 3rd fastest runner in the game, which in some situations causes Wolf to have to camp, which is a very rare instance. KO Punch kills at 25 to 30, if you're Wolf, that is. But that KO Punch is basically, well, he has armor, but he can 2-frame Wolf's recovery very well, but I think his cons are so much worse than his pros are that I couldn't see this being any other way. But it's not as bad as these characters. Okay, Simon, a projectile character that acts pretty much the same as Little Mac, being a zoner. Kind of, Little Mac's kind of a zoner because he has KO Punch, but this character has projectiles with which Wolf loves to fight against. He has no comeback potential, no airspeed, no ground speed, no initial dash speed, linear hitboxes which Wolf can just take advantage of, a bad disadvantage state, bad advantage state. The literal only shining light in this matchup is that sometimes he stops getting hit. Shine combos are egregiously good against this character. Flash combos kill this character so early. He's so slow and so predictable, and his recovery is so bad, even with his tether, because it's not fast like Joker's is. You can just go off and weak hit nair, and you have everything that this character wants to do in your head automatically as a high level Wolf player or a top level Wolf player, depending on who you are. And the sad thing is, that's not even the worst matchup. This character can literally do absolutely nothing against Wolf. Nothing. This character is slow on the ground, slow in the air. She's predictable with her down B, with her side B, with her neutral B. Neutral B is a reflector, but it's slower than Shine, and Shine can be held, which Zelda's neutral B, Nehru's Love, cannot be held. Her side B is one of her best edge guarding moves, which does absolutely nothing against Wolf because it's a projectile. Knight does absolutely nothing against Wolf, and it can be reflected against her, which does about 30 to her because it is a projectile. This character can do absolutely nothing. Up B out of shield does not work because Wolf can just shield it and then up smash her or footstool up B her. This character has to stay back against Wolf's laser. She has no other option, and being that she has to stay back and she is very slow, this is the best matchup for Wolf in the entire game. Zelda Wolf is a horrible matchup. Maybe one of the worst in the game. That's basically all I had to say in this video. Hopefully, to the new Wolves and the new players out there, you guys learned something from this video. Hopefully it was informative. From Pikachu to Zelda, that was Wolf's worst to best matchups and explanations for those. I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I hope to catch you later. Bye.